Hi dear students, welcome to Business Studies class. So we have started our 8th chapter, that is controlling. Okay, so controlling means what? We are going to comparing actual performance with planned performance, and it is the last function of management. So we are detailed concept of controlling we are seeing in last video, and what are the importance of controlling also we are seeing in last video. Okay, so in today's video I am going to explain the two topics from the controlling. One is limitations of controlling, another one is relation between planning and controlling. Okay, so according to exam point of view, both topics from the controlling are very important. Okay, so maximum times in exam they are going to ask the question about what are the limitations of controlling. Okay, so there are 4 limitations of controlling. So just we will see. So what is the controlling? All of you know, it is the comparison between actual performance and planned performance, and try to find out the reasons why we got the deviation. Okay. So first limitation, or you can call the disadvantage, or you can call the demerits of controlling. So first, what they are given: difficult in setting quantitative standards. So the meaning of quantitative is numbers. So sometimes, so all of you know what is controlling means what we are checking, what we plan and what actually we got the thing. Okay. So when we can able to compare when the things, otherwise planned things, these are in terms of number, then it is easy to compare. Okay. But sometimes the things are not in terms of number, so that time it is difficult to compare the things. So that time controlling system it is going to be fail at that time. Okay. So how quantitative is in terms of number? Just I told the example. Suppose if you are decided you are going to take a 95% marks for your second PUC. Okay. So 95 it is a number. 95 is a number. So easily you can fix it when you are go for the planning. Means in terms of number we can fix it. So after the exam, after the results, you got only 85% marks. You got only 85. Plan, what is your plan? 95%. But actual what you got? 85% marks. So these things are in terms of number. If the process, otherwise if the efficiency it is in terms of numbers, then it is easy to compare planning and actual plan performance and actual performance. But sometimes every process, every goals are not in terms of numbers. So that time it is difficult to measure the changes. It is difficult to control the process because we are not getting what actually is going to happen here. So take a just example, job satisfaction. So you can measure in terms of numbers. How you can measure? I got 95% job satisfaction. So I have 50% of job satisfaction. So you are not clearly tell these things in terms of numerical form, in terms of quantitative form. Otherwise you are hungry, you are feeling hungry. So hungry you can define in terms of numbers. How much percent you are feeling hungry? Can I be able to tell you? Tell me? It is not possible. So some contents are like that, some things are like that. We are not able to measure in terms of number. Suppose if the things we are not able to measure in terms of number, so that time it is difficult to control the things. Means hungry. So how much percentage you are hungry? It is not able to tell these things. Okay. So otherwise human behavior. So how the human is behaving in terms of number, if I am able to tell you, tell me, it is not possible. So in some cases where we are not able to fix the planned output in terms of number, at that situation we are not able to control the process because proper measurement it is not there. Suppose in production industry, if they are telling you should produce 100 pieces per day. So 100 it is a particular number. Suppose per day it is difficult to produce the 100 pieces, means we can able to control the things. But sometimes maximum for the service industries. Okay, for production industry it is easy to fix the things in terms of number, but maximum for the service industry it is difficult to fix the quantitative standards. So in such cases this controlling system it is going to be failed. Okay. So next limitation is little control on external factors. Yes, obviously we are seeing in our third chapter business environment. So there are a lot of external factors are there, or you can call the business environment, like the political environment, economic environment, technical environment. So these are the environments. So these things are not under the control of our. Okay. So if any changes are going to be happening in this environment, that is affected on our business. So that's why it is difficult to control the process. So due to the external factor, it is difficult to control the process because these factors are not under the control of us. So technical changes, it is not under our control. Fashion change, so government policy or economic environment, if these things are going to be changed, that is affected on our business. All of you know, due to lockdown. So lockdown, it is not under the control of us. It is a necessary. Okay, otherwise it is a need of human beings. So that's why everything are closed. So due to that closed, otherwise now it is started, no doubt, but only 50% of employees permitted for the job. Only 50% employees. So how they can, only 50% of employees, how they can complete, how they can achieve their organizational target. So it is difficult because otherwise it is a burden of work to that employees. So it is difficult to achieve their goals because it is highly impossible. Only by using the 50% staff, it is difficult to achieve the organizational goal. So that's why. So these things are not under the control of us. Due to that thing, it is affected on our business. So controlling it is difficult at that situation. Otherwise, you can take another example: economic change or government policy change. If it is going to be changed, so that is also affected on our business organization. So these things are not under our control. So it is difficult to manage the things. Otherwise, take another example: demonetization. So what is 100 or 500 or 1000 notes are cancelled? That is the demonetization. So due to demonetization, what are the effects happen on the business? So that things are not under the control. So according to the change in environment, we have to change in our business organization, and it is difficult to control everything. Okay, so that is another limitation, or you can call the disadvantage of controlling process. So next disadvantage or next limitation of controlling process is that is resistance from employees, or you can call the oppose from the employees, because you are controlling the performance of your employees. So employees are feeling it is affected on their freedom. So that's why they are going to opposing for it. So take example: employees again use of camera. Suppose to check the performance, to observe the performance, you are placing the camera on the employee's cabin. So it is difficult, otherwise it is not feel good to your employees. They are feeling like our freedom it is going to be hammered due to these cameras. So we can 100% otherwise always we should do the things related with our work only. So they feel it is affected on their freedom. So that's why they are opposing for such cases. So they are opposing for the utilization of camera. So from controlling from employees also, there can be opposing for it. So that is the main disadvantage or limitation of controlling. The next one is next limitation of controlling is costly affairs. Costly affairs means what? Controlling process become a costly. It is not economic. It become a expensive. So how? So it involves lot of time as well as effort. So it is expensive control system. So due to that, it become a costly affair. So when you go for the controlling, it is involved lot of time because one person is required to check all the performance of your employees. So it is costly affair. Or effort of that employee is also needed. Effort of that manager also it is needed to check the performance of your employee. Or second thing, maybe the third limitation we have seen. So placing a CCTV cameras. So it is also costly or it is also expensive things. No, so you should arrange such a control system within your organization, and these control systems are costly. Okay, so due to that also it is main disadvantage for your organization. So these are the 4 limitations of controlling. So first one, it is difficult to major in case of quantitative standard, unless if it is difficult to setting the quantitative standards. Second thing, that is internal control over external factor, then resistance from the employees or oppose from the employees, and last one, costly effect. So according to exam point of view, these are the limitations of controlling. This is very, very important. Okay. So next topic is relation between planning and controlling. So it is also important topic from the controlling process. So what are the relation between planning and controlling? So all of you know what is the planning, all of you know what is the controlling. So between these two, what is actual relation is there? So we have to see the things. Okay. So first one, we are given nature and concept of planning and controlling. So what are the nature and concept of planning? So first we should write what are the definition of both. Okay. So how we can define a planning? So planning means thinking in advance, otherwise deciding in advance what to do, when to do, how to do, and by whom to do. For that process we are known as a planning. Means what? Within a planning we are decided that what we are going to do, how we are going to do, when we are going to do, and by whom it is going to be done. So we are deciding in future what we want. So suppose take example, you need a planning to achieve 95% marks in your exam. Means it is your goal, and for to achieve that goal you are decide what to do to achieve that goal, how to do, when to do, and by whom to do. Means obviously by only you have to do these things. Okay. So you are deciding your goals in advance what you want in a future. Okay. So that is the plan. And controlling means what? After the completion of work. See, it is work. It is work. It is a process of work. Here it is a planning, and here it is a controlling. So both are the two ends. Both are the two ends of management function. So one is a starting end and another is ending end. Starting point and ending point. Both are the points, last points of management function. So planning, at initial we are decided what to do. After the completion of work, we are going for the controlling. Okay, so in between these organizing, starting, directing, every activities are there. So both are planning and controlling, both are the end of management function. So planning, we are deciding what we are going to do. We are deciding the goals. And after the completion of goals, we are comparing that. After the completion of work, we are comparing that what is your plan performance and in actual what we got. Okay, suppose you decided that you are going to take a 95% marks in our exam, but in exam you got only 85% marks. Okay, so it is an actual performance. You decided 95, but you are taken only 85. So comparison between planned performance and actual performance, for that process we are going to known as a controlling. Not only comparison, but find out the reason why the deviation is going to be arise there. Why the difference is going to be arise there. If difference is 0, according to plan, you did implement your plan 100%, your process is under the control. If it is 95, it is 95, the process is under control. Suppose it is very less, it is never going to be increased more than this. If it is very less, in rare cases it is going to be increased. Suppose maximum, what is your plan and what is your actual? Actual performance it is less and your plan performance it is more. In some cases, your actual performance is going to be increased. In some cases, if it is increased, then your efficiency it becomes more than 100%. But within the organization, within the enterprise, within the company, within the production industry, the efficiency more than 100% or 100% also it is not possible. It is less than that. So that's why the actual performance it is maximum times it is less than the planned performance. So you have to find out the difference. And why we got that difference, we have to find out the reason, and for the next year, for the next coming things, this thing should not be repeated. For that you should implement implement such plans. Okay, otherwise you should take care of it. It should not be repeated once again. So that is the controlling. So both are meaningless without each other. So what is the planning and controlling? Both planning without controlling, it is no meaning. Controlling without planning, it is no meaning. Means what? If you are not decided how much you will going to take in exam, if you are not decided, so what is the use to compare at last? Is it right? You are not decided what you are going to take, but at last you are not going to compare because you are not decided only what you want, and after the result you are not able to compare the things because you are not decided. So if it is planning is there, then only you can go for the comparison. Okay, otherwise no. So both planning and controlling, both are meaningless without each other. Okay, so next one is both means planning and controlling are interdependent and interlinked. Interdependent means depend on each other and interlink with each other. If it is planning is there, planning is depend upon controlling, controlling is depend upon planning. That is interdependent and interlinked. After planning there should be controlling, controlling, planning, planning, controlling. So it is interlinked between each other. Okay, so no planning, no control. If you are planning, it is not there is no need to control the things because you are not decided. If you are go for the direct controlling, so you are not able to check the plan performance. What I am telling, are getting? If your plan is not there, means if you are not decided your goals, 95%. If these things are not decided, so what you are going to control the things? If it is not decided, then how you can control it? Okay, otherwise you got 85% marks, but to check your performance, there is no planning. That's why for planning purpose, controlling it is important, and for controlling purpose, plan performance it is important. Then only we can perform the both activity. Okay, then only we can perform the both activity, and it is interlinked with each other. Suppose for this year you planned 95% marks and you got only 85%. So it is your planning, and these things it is your actual performance, it is your planned performance. So you got a 10% of difference. So it is for first year. It is for first year. For the next year, you have to find out the reason why you got the less marks there. That is the controlling. You should find out the reason, and when you are go for the next year, when you are going deciding or when you are planning, so by checking these things, by finding out these reasons, you should go for the next plan. Okay, so planning, controlling, once again planning, controlling, so it is interlinked with each other. So by seeing the past experience, last year I got the 10% less marks. So why I got 10% less marks? So find out the reasons, and when you are going for the planning for the next year, so these reasons should not be repeated. You should try to find out such a solution. You should find out such solutions, so these reasons should not be repeated. For that purpose, you should proper management, proper planning, you should go for the next year. So that is dependent on each other and interlinked with each other. Okay. And last one, that is the relation between planning and controlling, is forward and backward. So planning, both are forward. Planning and controlling are forward, means looking for the future as well as looking for the past. Both planning also looking for the future, controlling also looking for the future, as well as planning looking for the past, as well as controlling looking for the past. How? So just here I told the example. So planning, so how it can be a forward and how it can be a backward. So about future, how the planning is going to be decided. So deciding in advance. Suppose for first year, this is the planning. So about future we are deciding. Is it right? So what to do, when to do, how to do, by whom to do. So we are deciding for a future. Planning means we are deciding in advance what activity we have to do, how to do, when to do, and by whom to do. So that is the planning. We are deciding in advance means we are going to think about the future. So that's why it is a forward looking. Okay, that is why it is a forward looking. Then how the controlling can be a forward looking? So does not by comparing find the forward looking. Okay, now how the controlling can be a forward looking? It is for first year, it is for second year. How the controlling it is for a forward looking. So what we are given does not aim by comparing, find the reasons. So for you we are decided 95, you got only 85. So why this deviation generated? Why this difference is generated? You should find out the reason why these things are generated and try to minimize these reasons. Means when you go for the next year, you should think, otherwise your performance is going to be increased. Okay, so here I will give you 90 marks. Because here you find out why I got the less marks. You find out the reasons, and you are in future you are decided that this reason should not be repeated. You are taken a proper solution for these reasons. So that is a forward looking. Means this year I got 85% marks. Let it be. But for the next year this should not be repeated. So that's why controlling it is also a forward looking. Means both planning and controlling both are deciding for the futures. Okay. So next one is how the planning can be a backward looking. How the planning can be look at the back. Okay. And how the controlling can be look at back. So same thing, considering the past experience. Means what? When you go for the second year of planning, so that time you are going to think, I decided in last year such things, so due to such reasons I didn't got such achievement. So according to the past experience, according to the last year experience, we are deciding the aims, we are deciding the goals for the next year. XYZ, what you want to decide. Okay, by seeing the past experience, and last year these things are failed by me, so I will go for the new planning for the next year. Okay, by the past experience. So that's why planning it is like a backward looking. Now how the controlling it can be a backward looking? Because look back previous year performance. So when you are going to setting a standard, setting a planning, you look back. How much we got a deviation here? 10%. So what are the reasons? So this reason should not be repeated. So that's why you go for the planning, and you are controlling the things. You should not repeat such reasons which is going to minimize your actual performance, which is going to affect on your actual performance. So that's why it is also backward looking. So both planning as well as controlling are forward looking and backward. Okay. So these are the relation between planning and controlling. So nature and concept, the definition, these things. Next, both are interdependent and interlink each other. And last is both planning as well as controlling, forward and backward looking. Okay. So I hope you got the clear concept about what are the limitations of controlling as well as what are the relation between planning and controlling. So according to your exam point of view, these two questions are very important. Limitation is very important. Okay. So I hope you got the clear concept. Suppose if you have any doubt, please comment below. Otherwise, I will clarify your doubts within the Google Meet class. Okay. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.